Our young people are living in a world where the culture of violence and discrimination, it's all too pervasive and it's all too normalized.
What I went through growing up and the violence and all that stuff, we tried to hold it in, but it was killing me.
I don't want to be twisted by this world. I want my heart to have courage.
I was in so much emotional pain. Who were they to erase everything I had been?
We have to build a different world in which violence is not seen as an inevitable part of the human experience.
Nobody ever told me about the psychological effects of being a victim of gun violence and what life would be like for me.
I don't think life has to be like that.
Together, we are stronger than violence. Together, we have the opportunity to create a sacred space right here in the Presidio.
The Courage Museum looks not so much at the problems of violence as really how we as individuals and communities are the solution. It will bring together people from around San Francisco, California, the nation, and really the world to think differently. It's the first museum that's about the people moving through the museum itself. As you make your way through the Courage Museum, it gives you an overview on the types of violence and the ways that we think about violence and the levels of which violence has seeped its way into our interpersonal relationships, into our institutions. You then move into the science of trauma, but also, frankly, the science of healing. Now, moving from here, you go into deeply intense personal stories, and then lastly, examples of people who are making change on lots of different levels within their lives. And then those inspirations later literally turn into an action plan. And that's the springboard that we call activating courage.
Young people and high schoolers are really part of the key audience that we're envisioning for the Courage Museum.
It will be a place that is dedicated to catalyzing the next generation of leaders.
Unfortunately, the young people in this country are way more courageous than a lot of the politicians, but they are also going to become politicians, and that's where a lot of the hope lies. But we got to help them.
I think young people have to be taught to be courageous because when they have those skills, they're able to pull from the toolbox they have.
And I want kids to be able to learn from these experiences without having to experience them themselves.
Once I shared my story with other people, I was like, I gotta keep doing this because it's helping me, it's helping other people.
You get to find strengths where you saw weakness. You get to see positivity where you saw darkness. And I think that's really the strength and the beauty of the Courage Museum.
Healing is what drives us in this courageous community. But we can't just wrap all these stories up in a pretty bow and say, oh, well, this is the happy ending, because we're still fighting and we're going to keep going.
I think young people are the answer because young people, we are the change.